Hello, everyone. I should say, some of you it's good morning, some of you it's a good day, some of you it's a good evening, or maybe it's already night, who knows. But for me, it's about 1 p.m., so it's afternoon. I'm really happy to see you guys. I'm not sure if you can check the quality of picture and sound. I do make my videos live, as you know, and I welcome you, of course. Hold on just a second. Let me check myself if I've done everything correctly. People, if you watch me on Facebook, let me know if the quality is good. If you're watching me on a Twitch, also let me know. If you're watching on YouTube, also please. Sometimes we do have a problem with with the internet connection and so on. Don't forget, if you first time, like it, subscribe it. If you're watching me on, of course, on YouTube, if you're watching me on, Facebook, share it. Also like it. It means a lot for me. I really do appreciate you people that you are connected. Let me see who's here. Okay. Uh, by the way, let me know if you able even to see me. Let me check on YouTube. Looks like it's good. Wonderful people. Don't forget, there's a live chat. Okay, so you can always write me. Last time we did some fun project. We cleaned, one of the gouges, and I'm not sure if you remember that. Let me actually find that on my phone, and I'll show what we did last time. Hold on, just a second. Let me see if I'll be able to connect. Yes, I am. And what we did, let me show that to you. Okay, so we actually worked on that is the video from the last time. Okay, so and we worked pretty much on cleaning up. I'm not sure if you're able to see that or not. That is from the last time, by the way. Here you go. That, but some of it you should remember. So we worked on this one. All right. So and here's the result. Let me show that to you a little closer. So pretty much it's a really clean and nice, like a brand new. Of course, some of the rust got inside and it's eaten away some of the metal, but still it's okay. I mean, that should be fine. Okay, so let me say hello to you people, and let me see who connects it. Keith, good to see you, my friend. Roy, good to see you. I hope everything is really good right there. Okay, I did not send any emails. I didn't. Uh, I didn't do that this time. Uh, Again, I don't want to be really annoying to people and send those emails all the time, and I don't want anybody click that spam button. But I'm continuing to work on a second piece. That is the second piece. The first one is right behind me, and let me show that to you. So that is the first piece done like a week ago or so, and it's finished. It's done. Hold on just a second. Let me turn off my previous video. I don't want to show that. Hold on. All right, here you go. Okay, so and now I'm working on a second one on this piece. Okay, and if you look at those two pieces, they actually reversed. Okay, so they actually looking, you know, that goes that direction and this goes that direction, but they are exactly the same. So pretty much it's just a repetition of the same piece, just just the opposite sides of the room. That's what's going to happen. I've got email this week. One of the potential clients, I don't know if I'm gonna take that project or not. He's working on a on some big project, which is also a lot of carving. It's gonna take the whole room, and it's exactly the same on the right side and on the left side. So pretty much it's just reversed. And he wrote me in email and he said, well, just because it's reversed, you could carve one side, let's say the right side, and then just use a pantograph or whatever the router, and use the router on another side. And I wrote him back, that is not the way I do work. All my work is by hand. I use just gouges. I use my veiners and the hand tools. Even if it's reversed, it's still going to be the same idea. Okay, I mean, it's going to be done just by using hand, tools. All right. So that is how I do business. But the question is, sometimes there's a problem. Sometimes there's a problem. How you measure? Okay, what I'm talking about. If you look, let's say, at this piece and that piece right here. Well, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to catch it or not really well, but there's a lot of different spots, and I want to make sure the height of those spots exactly the same. How high that point's supposed to be, which is in case right here, it's on that side. Okay, the flowers, how low those guys gonna go, how low those shells supposed to go. So we're talking about different heights and so on. And sometimes on a small one, yeah, I mean, you can take this piece and probably just put the mark, and you're going to be okay. But sometimes I am working on a huge pieces, I mean, on a really big pieces, and there's a problem how you measure. Okay. And what I'm using, I'm going to show to you. You really don't have to get that stuff, but what I'm using, it's one of the ancient inventions, if I should say that. Игорь, было бы на русском, я бы тоже смотрел даже, может быть, в какой-то день. Okay? For those guys who don't know what I just said, there's a person who speaks Russian. He said he would love to see my videos in Russian language, and I still don't do that. So someday I will. Maybe, I don't know. So we'll see. But anyway, so the question today, how am I supposed to replicate all the curvatures, all the high spots, how high that's supposed to be, how low that's supposed to be, all of those things. And that's a problem for some of you, okay? And like I said, I am, if you look right behind me, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to catch it or not. Let me get on this side and you should be able to see. I use this, okay? That is the tool I'm using for the job. Really interesting. Let me show that to you actually. Really interesting. That is the device I'm using. Ancient device. There's a still argument. By the way, don't forget to like it and subscribe it if you still didn't do that. The French people and Italians, they argue between themselves who actually invented that thing. And I'm not sure if you can recognize that or not. Some of you probably know what tool I'm holding, and some of you absolutely have no clue. And the tool called pointing machine, because it has a point. Okay, it's a pointing machine. That tool made actually for the copying, if you wish. That is a pretty much copier, or I can call it duplicarver, copy carver. And that tool was invented by people who makes stone sculptures like marble and so on. And let me tell you the history of that tool. Maybe you can see that from above how it looks a little closer. So that is the tool. called pointing machine. Let me tell you a story. Probably all of you know famous sculptors. One of them, Michelangelo. Okay, so Michelangelo, how we call him. And there's a story. You can watch the movies, you can read the books, and there's a famous story when someone asked him, how in the world you take a piece of marble and start carving out and create the beautiful sculpture? And the answer Michelangelo gave, or Michelangelo, he said, well, when I look at the stone, uh, I let the stone talk to me. And when I'm taking a chisel in my hand and mallet, I start just bringing out whatever is already in the stone. Okay, people, that's a really interesting story, but it's not true. Not necessarily true. Okay, of course, I don't know what Michelangelo answered and who recorded that story, but I know what those people did, because you know that machine. I know exactly what they've done. Not only Michelangelo, I know Leonardo da Vinci, uh, exactly the same thing. They did two steps before they carved sculpture. They did modeling. What they just used clay. Okay, so just the clay. Of course, I've got plastilina clay, but they would use just the normal clay, and with the clay they would create the model and make it to the perfection. Because with the clay, you can add on, chop out, put more, take out whatever you don't like, change the sculpture, and so on. It's a flexible. Okay, but once you take a stone, it's not sculpture anymore. It's actually more like a carving. It's an art of deduction. You chopping away, you know, and if you chopped away too much of the marble, you screwed. So that is the problem. And they had the same problem what we have. How would you do exactly the same? And lots of those people did a sculpture for the churches, of course, medieval times and so on. There's a lot of sculpture before the Reformation would go to Catholic churches, and you really have to replicate the face of Jesus or face of the Mary and saints and so on. But how would you do that accurately in every time, all the proportions and so on? And they use the same device what I'm holding in my hands, called pointing machine. And today's live stream, I don't want to take too much time of yours, but I really want to show how it works. I really want to show how it works. Okay, so imagine, of course, I showed you my first piece, which is done. That is the done piece. And again, there's a lot of measuring points I have to measure, even the curvature and everything. I have to just make sure everything is going to be replicated or copied on a second piece, all the high spots, all the low spots. Let's say I need to know exactly where's the location, how low am I supposed to go with the shell, with this shell. Okay, where's the high spot of that part, or where's the high spot, what is going to be my high spot? I'm not sure if you're able to see that or not, but this point, okay, right here, how deep am I supposed to create the cut? And the pointing machine helps me a lot. So what I do, I actually modified a little bit my pointing machine. A pointing machine, if you are going to look that on the market, I don't think you're going to be able to find any on Amazon or anywhere. So, and I'm not promoting anything. I'm not selling anything. So, because I don't have that machine for sale, no matter what. But anyway, so when you buy a pointing machine, it comes only with this upper part. Okay, only with this upper part, this part right here. Okay, and of course, all the whatever they call machine comes together with that part. But I modified a little bit. I got the block of maple. I think, no, it's actually poplar. I'm sorry, block of poplar. And that way I can reference flat on my workbench or whatever the flat spot. I don't even need to use just a workbench because I know it's going to be flat. So what I can do, I can actually can take that pointing machine and place it even on my bandsaw because it's a flat. uh, you should be able to actually get the idea because it's flat. I can actually measure it. Okay, uh, are you able to see what I'm doing or not? Let me know, please. Okay, and of course, once I measure it, there's a needle, and the needle goes all the way, to my point, whatever I need to measure. Are you able to see that or not? Let me know, please. If it's a little too dark, or you know, I should bring it, somewhere else. Let me actually do it on my workbench. That way you'll be able to see what I'm doing. You should be able to see what I'm doing, I should say. All right. Hold on, wonderful people. And let me get the pointing machine. Let me reset that thing. And there's a needle, like I said. And now I can actually tighten that little bit, that part right here, and I can remove that. Oh, okay, I've got a little too loose right here, so I need to make sure everything is tight, and you're able to see it. You'll be able to see it. Right. Oops. Don't want to break it, so that's not a good idea. All right, but anyway, so now I've got my measurement. And like I said, it doesn't matter if it's a reversed look or if it's the same look, you just replicate that. Or if you do angels, whatever you work on. I don't work on angels, but anyway, so you should get an idea. Now I'm gonna take that pointing machine, and obviously there's a couple ways you could do. So you can see when I hit with the needle my piece of wood, block of wood, there's a distance, obviously. See that distance right here? It shows how deep my cut's supposed to be. Okay, and one of the ways what I could do, I could take just a drill and drill the hole, exactly the same size hole. I mean, as deep as that distance, and that way I can just find out what's the height, what's the highest spot of that spot gonna be of this end. Second way, obviously, just because that is not big piece, what I can do, I can actually just lower that down right on the side of the piece, and that way, I'm not sure if you're able to catch that or not. Yes, absolutely, yes, you can. I know you can probably see that from this point a lot better. Okay, so you can see that right here. So once I'm gonna lower that down, so there's my height, okay, or the high spot. Obviously, it's supposed to be right here, but I don't want to do with my camera. And don't judge me. That piece is rough yet, okay? So it's just a boasting stage. I did not take care of final cuts. It's just a really, really choppy yet. For the reason I know some of you judging by that, but don't. I'm a production carver. I'm a carving for a living, so I really have to do fast, okay? And all the chopping is done in a matter of super fast and quick. So it takes a lot less time for me. But I obviously I'm gonna clean everything up, and it's gonna look wonderful. So don't judge how rough that looks. But that is the point of that pointing machine. People, I hope you understand that. I hope you understand the purpose of that, pointing machine. And obviously, once you established how high that spot's supposed to be, I can measure all around. I mean, I can just measure all the points, whatever the height's supposed to be anywhere, and I can drill the holes all around, and it's going to be my spots, and I know I'm not going to miss it. And that is how, if you member of my school, uh, there's I just started editing videos with the lion heads. I still have ways to go, just because I had, to do a lot of stuff with my carving, so I wasn't able to, just edit those lion heads. But I will. But the way, and I've got two of them. Okay, let me actually find that for you if you don't know what I'm talking about. Hold on just a second, please. Just hang with me, okay, for just a second. Yeah, I mean, don't forget to like it.